Have you ever noticed that when a man starts developing deeper feelings for you, his words begin to change? He may not suddenly sit you down and say, "I'm deeply in love with you." Sometimes, you notice it in the little things he starts saying without even realizing how much those words reveal. Because when a man becomes emotionally attached, you slowly become part of the way he thinks, the way he plans, and even the way he sees his future. So if you're wondering whether his feelings are becoming deeper, pay attention to these 5 things he may start saying. Number 1, I was thinking about you. When a man tells you he was thinking about you, especially when there was no particular reason for him to contact you, don't overlook it. Maybe something reminded him of you during his day. He saw something you would have liked, heard a song that made him think of you, or simply found himself wondering what you were doing. The important part is that you entered his mind even when you weren't around. And when those little thoughts become frequent, it can show that you've started occupying a meaningful place in his emotional world. A man who deeply cares about you doesn't only think about you when you're directly in front of him. You start showing up in his thoughts when you're somewhere else too. And sometimes, that simple sentence, "I was thinking about you," says more than a dramatic confession ever could. Number 2, I want you to be part of this. This is where things start becoming deeper. He may be talking about a trip, an event, a new experience, or something important happening in his life. And instead of thinking only about himself, he starts thinking about where you fit into it. He might say, "I want you to come with me. I want you to see this," or "I want you to be there." That's significant because he's no longer keeping you separate from his life. He's beginning to naturally include you in the things that matter to him. When a man deeply loves you, he doesn't only want your attention, he wants your presence. He wants to experience things with you, share moments with you, and allow you into parts of his world that he could easily keep private. And when inclusion becomes natural rather than forced, that's when you know something deeper may be developing. Number 3, are you okay? It sounds simple, but the meaning behind it can be powerful when it comes with genuine concern. A man who deeply cares about you starts paying attention to changes in your mood. He may notice when your voice sounds different, when you're unusually quiet, or when something seems to be bothering you even though you haven't said anything. He doesn't just ask because it's polite. He actually wants to know what's happening with you. And if you tell him something is wrong, he doesn't immediately dismiss it or change the subject. He listens. He may ask what happened, offer support, or simply stay close while you work through it. That's because your emotional state has started to matter to him. Your happiness affects him, and when you're hurting, he feels the need to understand why. Deep love isn't only about wanting someone during their happiest moments. It's also about caring enough to notice when something isn't right. Number 4, I don't want to lose you. A man doesn't have to become overly dramatic or constantly afraid of losing you for this to mean something. Sometimes it appears in a quieter way. He may tell you that he doesn't want things between you to change. He may become more intentional about fixing problems instead of allowing distance to grow. He may even admit that the thought of losing you bothers him, and that kind of vulnerability can reveal just how important you've become to him. Because when someone is emotionally invested, the relationship isn't something they're willing to treat casually. He understands that your presence has become valuable, and the idea of you no longer being part of his life genuinely affects him. But remember, healthy love doesn't mean controlling you or making you feel guilty for leaving. It means valuing the relationship enough to protect it, communicate through problems, and make an effort when things become difficult. Number 5, we should do this together someday. Pay very close attention when a man starts naturally talking about the future and placing you inside it. Maybe he says, "We should travel there someday. We should try that together." Or, "One day, we should have a place like this." These little statements can reveal something important because he's imagining experiences that haven't happened yet and instinctively picturing you beside him. He isn't necessarily making a huge commitment every time he says something like this, but when these future references become consistent and are supported by his actions, they can show that he doesn't see you as someone temporary. You're becoming someone he can imagine sharing more life with. And that's one of the biggest differences between simple attraction and deeper emotional attachment. Attraction focuses on what feels good right now. Deeper love starts asking, what could we experience together later? So if a man deeply loves you, listen carefully to what he starts saying. I was thinking about you. I want you to be part of this. Are you okay? I don't want to lose you. And we should do this together someday. None of these sentences alone can prove that someone is deeply in love. Anyone can say beautiful words. What matters is whether his behavior consistently supports them. Does he make time for you? Does he show genuine concern? Does he include you in his life? Does he communicate when things become difficult? Does he make an effort to keep the connection strong? Because real love isn't just hidden inside 5 sentences. It's found in the consistency behind those sentences. When his words and actions begin telling the same story, that's when you may realize that his feelings have become much deeper than he ever directly admitted.